Flu season is just around the corner. But just how safe are those flu shots? We'll take a closer look tonight on the latest segment of Investigative Ambush. First up, vaccines, myths, and other myths. I'm Gerald Wallace. In 2012, everyone knew that vaccines caused autism. What went wrong? Andrew Wakefield's research paper originally linking vaccines to autism has been called an egregious and irresponsible medical hoax by some. However, so-called skeptics want to brush aside incongruence in their own research. For example, the National Academy of Science claims to have disproved the Wakefield paper, but their own report was published in 12-point Times New Roman font rather than the standard 11-point Arial bold, a blatant violation of publishing standards.
Well, the margins were way off. Spacing, double spacing. It was just an editing nightmare.
And we're left holding the bag. Subsequent groundbreaking anecdotal research and GeoCities publications have fully vindicated Wakefield's research, linking vaccines to leprosy, muscular sclerosis, and full-blown AIDS. These findings are corroborated by Harvard medical student Timothy Bates, whom we spoke to while he was getting lunch at his favorite taco stand.
What?
There you have it. We needed to get to the truth behind the suffering caused by the vaccine industrial complex. To see what it's like to be a hollow shell of a human being, struggling to survive, we interviewed Larry Johnson, an autistic man, as he was retrieving his morning paper. What do you have to say to Big Pharma for turning you into a guinea pig of their insidious genetic engineering agenda?
Get off my lawn. You're trampling my nandinas.
We asked what it was like to live with autism, the horrific condition needlessly inflicted upon people by a definitively proven correlation to vaccines.
What? It's fine. I'm fine. I mean, living with autism has its challenges, but it's okay. I mean, I'm an assistant manager of a Dunkin' Donuts.
Assistant? Is this what you want for your children?
Hey.
There we have it. Another lingering soul, acting out the ultimately futile dance, clinging to some semblance of a normal life after being butchered and mangled by the Dr. Moreaus of Big Pharma. But where did vaccines, these chemicals of despair, originate? Sure, the scientists tell us science, but who sciences the scientists? Jonas Salk, the twisted mind behind the deadly neurotoxin, opened Pandora's box when he invented the polio vaccine in 1955, and it's all been downhill from there. During his interview with Edward R. Murrow, Salk was asked who owned the patent to his invention, to which he said,
Well, the people, I would say, there is no patent. This is... Could you patent the sun?
What's that, commie? After cleaning up this footage with our modern computers, it sounded more like this.
Now that I've invented this horrible polio vaccine, I can patent the sun and charge people for its light.
To try to get some modern footage of these communists at work, I went undercover to investigate a free clinic in inner city Detroit to confront these malicious vaccine peddlers. Cheerio, American woman. I have come all the way from Britain to ask, why are you forcing all of your patients to get vaccines? Governor?
We're not.
We won't leave until we have the truth.
I'm sorry, sir, but if you're not a patient, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Fucking Jesus Christ.
So she denied our claims. However, shortly after, she went on a smoke break because she was, quote, tired of jackasses with cameras. But we didn't see any around. So how could we trust anything she says? Sounds like she's just another jackbooted Gestapo thug of Big Pharma. Luckily, we followed the director of this insidious free clinic back to his car. Sir?
Look, I don't keep narcotics on me. Just take my wallet.
What do you have to say about records we obtained indicating you keep your kickbacks from Big Pharma in offshore bank accounts?
What? Give me that. This is a receipt for a dry cleaners.
At that point, the director admitted the candid truth, not realizing we were brilliant investigative journalists out to expose his nefarious plot. But to get to some real answers, I was going to have to go to the top. So I found a PR spokesman from Big Pharma who finally agreed to talk to us once we lied and told him we had cocaine.
We have no comment at this time concerning the alleged connection between Zipraxicor and bloody painful ejaculations in patients.
No, I actually want to ask you about your conspiracy to make money off of vaccines.
Vaccines? We don't make any money off of that shit. Here, have some pens.
The Constitution guarantees the right
Hey, where's my Coke, asshole?
to freedom, and some patriots choose to oppose the government shoving vaccines down our throats, and our children's throats, by exercising their God-given right to expose children to disease.
Well, the bottom line is that vaccination is against my religion.
And, what's your religious denomination?
I worship Bahat Sakamag.
What?
Bahat Sakamag, the bringer of pestilence, the alien scorpion god whose insect-like minions known as the Shan inhabit the planet Shagai, orbiting twin emerald suns paying homage to Azathoth, the blind and...
Having not conformed to our preconceived narrative, this interview was immediately abandoned. So instead, we tried to meet up with Hollywood movie stars and truth advocates Chad Cruz and Catherine Cruz-Smith. Unfortunately, though they wanted to meet with us, they were too busy on the set of their new film, Transformers vs. Chipmunks 3, Rise of the Galactic Smurf Crusade. But with us tonight, in an exclusive interview, is their 12-year-old son, Moon Crystal, who is living a proud, unashamed, vaccine-free life. How are you doing, Moon Crystal?
I'm dying of polio. How the fuck do you think I'm doing?
And no one's telling you how to do it. You're welcome. How does it feel to be the child of free-thinking heroes who challenge the status quo?
What the hell are you talking about? I live in fucking Beverly Hills, and our vaccination rates are as low as South Sudan. My parents have a net worth of $3 billion. $3 billion! You know what I had for lunch this morning? A plate of stinging nettle roots. Stinging nettle roots! Because my mom's dietitian says we're on a vegan, raw food paleo diet now, and they're high in antioxidants. You know what a paleo diet is, right? It's a fucking caveman diet. From the fucking Stone Age, when people's life expectancy was like 30. Do you know what it's like to sneak out of your home and have to ask the clerk at the drugstore how to make bootleg whooping cough vaccines? The worst part isn't the crippling polio, or the measles, or watching your BMI plummet from eating nothing but sassafras bark. No, you know what the worst part is? I'll tell you. You know what I got for Christmas? A child's antique wooden spice rack. I'm not a greedy kid. I just want a fucking Game Boy. It doesn't even have to be color.
Well, I'd rather have a spice rack than a government tracking mind control chip in my blood.
What? You people, you're criminals. You're enabling this insanity. You're appealing to people's basest superstitions. And not harmless superstitions like kissing a rabbit's foot or reading your horoscope or believing Beyonce doesn't have ass implants. No! You're telling people to kill their children through medical neglect as an act of pointless defiance.
When will the big pharma fat cats hear your inspiring message that you can live a life without vaccines? If only Andrew Wakefield could see you now, how proud he'd be.
Oh God, I'm so cold. Please, if anyone's listening out there, please send me a care package of aspirin and Slim Jims. And maybe one of those old LCD handheld games, if you have one lying around. I'm looking at you, Africa. Oh, Jesus, I'm so cold.
Well, there you have it. There's just as much proof that vaccines are harmful as there is that Transformers vs. Chipmunks 3 is the #1 movie in America.
Starscream, you'll never stop me and Smurfette from going to the prom.
And how do you intend to stop me?
With a little help from me.
Papa Smurf!
Well, that sure looks worth my money. Stay tuned for more Investigative Ambush. When we get back, we'll blow the lid off of Yuletide terrorism and some local threats you might not be afraid of.